I'm Allison Schmidt. I'm excited to tell my story and spread awareness on mental health. I have been diagnosed with depression, and here I am. I'm happy. You would never be able to tell from the outside that I have depression, and I believe it's something that you live with forever. The misconception people have is that you're feeling this way, well, why don't you do this, this, and this to not feel that way? And you're like, I understand. I don't want to be like this. I don't like being around myself when I'm like this, but I don't know how to change that. It definitely was not an easy step going to see someone. For me, a psychologist was someone you went to if you're crazy or if there's something wrong, and everything seemed to be going right, so what could possibly be wrong with me? I love swimming. I absolutely love competing. That's my favorite aspect of the sport. But I've always wanted to be at competitions. I love competing and racing. At the Grand Prix in Austin, I knew in the 400 free I gave up. The first person I saw was Michael Phelps, and he said, "Schmitty, I know that something's up. I know you're not acting yourself. Let me know if I can help you or I can find someone to help you." And right then on deck was the first time I really showed emotion that was quote unquote negative emotion. And I cried for the next 2.5 hours and talked to Michael, my coach Bob, and trainer Keenan, and sat there for 2.5 hours just talking and crying. Since then, what my psychologist has done is help me find ways to cope. Ways to recognize when I need to step back, take a deep breath, and let something go.
Hi, I'm Amanda Weir. I'm a freestyle sprinter. Over the course of the last season, I kept struggling more and more with my swimming. I thought I had a shoulder injury and came to find out through a lot of testing that I had 2 herniated discs in my neck, and they were bad enough to require surgery. So finding out what it was a little bit of a relief, but it was also really scary to know that I had to have surgery on my spine. And to not really know how that would affect me in the water was definitely scary. I kind of didn't recognize myself, both how I felt and looking in the mirror. It's been really hard to kind of learn that I'm human and I can break. And a pretty important thing broke on me. And just knowing that what I love to do played a part in that has been really hard mentally to deal with. I mean, there's nothing I would rather be doing than swimming.
We at USA Swimming think mental health is important to talk about because it's important to our athletes, our coaches, and our volunteers. I think it's really important that the coaches are aware of their athletes' mental health situation and are consciously looking at mental health as an important component to their athletes' well-being and success.
The baseline level of anxiety that the athletes that we're coaching are dealing with is simply higher than it's ever been. And so it doesn't take much. We have to help them get their emotional state and mental state right before we can really ask them to receive a big physical stress.
3 years after when I first sought help, I'm able to be myself. Yes, I cry a lot. Yes, I'm more vulnerable. I definitely do still show emotion, but I'm able to embrace that.
You know, if I look day to day, it feels like I haven't made improvements. But if I look week to week, month to month, 100% I've made improvement.
Be aware of it. Like have the mental state of your athletes on your radar and have a way to check in. And it doesn't take much, but it's really important to check in.
Find that support system that really works for you. You know, doctors, physical therapists, coaches, family, all that is so important, and to trust, and it's important to be able to trust the process.
Keep pushing through. I know it's painful, but keep pushing through. We have our friends, our family, our coaches, our teachers, counselors, peers, so many people out there to help us. So turn to those teammates and friends and have them help you through that time.